Assalamu alaikum. This is Pratusha Grover. Welcome you all to the English news from Btv Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus emphasizes on bringing all investment promotion agencies under one umbrella to attract more foreign investment. As many as 4 reform commissions to submit first phase reports to Chief Advisor Dr. Mohammed Yunus tomorrow. Election Commission taking preparations for national election as per Chief Advisor's time frame. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir calls upon interim government to arrange next national election in middle of this year. Ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas and release of hostages in Gaza in advanced stages. And Rangpur Warriors top point table with 14 points following select phase of Bangladesh Premier League. Viewers, those were the headlines, so moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus asked the authorities to resolve the land rights issue of the Korean Export Processing Zone by early next month and bring all the investment promotion agencies under one umbrella to attract more foreign investment in the country. The Chief Advisor gave the instructions when the chairman of the Yangwon Corporation Ki Hak-sang and several other top foreign investors met him at the State Guest House Jomuna in Dhaka today. Ki Hak-sang, whose South Korean company is the largest exporter from Bangladesh, raised several issues that he believed were discouraging FDI in Bangladesh and urged the Chief Advisor to improve the conditions for large-scale investment in the country. The Chief Advisor told Mr. Sang that the land issue of the Korean EPZ, which acted as a key deterrent to FDI in the industrial park, would be solved by February 6. We want the Korean EPZ to be the model for everyone in Bangladesh. We hope that it will attract big investment and create a lot of jobs, the Chief Advisor said. Ki Hak-sang appreciated the interim government's fast-tracked move to resolve the long-standing issues involving the KEPZ. He said more Korean investors would now be keen to invest in Bangladesh. It will open the doors for other investors. The KEPZ surely will be a model for the investors, he said. The Yangwon Corporation chairman also urged the government to expedite shipments through the Chittagong port, saying slow turnaround time in the country's largest port was largely to blame for the lack of high-end and fashion clothing orders from top global brands. Professor Yunus said he was asked the authorities to make port operations efficient. Ki Hak-sang and British investors Mohammed A. Mateen spoke for the need to bring all the investment promotion agencies under one umbrella, saying it will offer efficient one-stop services to foreign investors. Mr. Sang said Yangwon was building one of the world's largest textile institutes in the country, which will train thousands of young Bangladeshis every year. The Chief Advisor said the government would likely introduce green channels in the Chittagong port to fast-track exports from the country. Javier Carlos Santunja Ulcena said the country head of the clothing giant Inditex praised the efforts of the interim government to conduct vital business reforms and ease the conditions for doing business in Bangladesh. The Chief Advisor's Special Envoy Lifter Siddiqui and BIDA Executive Chairman Chaudhry Ashik Mohammed bin Harun were present. As many as 4 reform commission will submit first phase report to Chief Advisor Dr. Mohammed Yunus tomorrow. The 4 commissions are Electoral System Reform Commission, Police Reform Commission, ACC Reform Commission, and Constitution Reform Commission. In the meantime, the commissions have completed all preparations in this regard. The Constitution Reform Commission has made the proposals and recommendations after scrutinizing constitutions of 120 countries and 54,000 opinions. The recommendations may include balance of power between the President and Prime Minister, and Prime Minister none will be able to Prime Minister more than 2 times in a row. The Prime Minister and the party chief will not be the same person, bicameral parliament, and changes to Article 70 of the Constitution. Head of the Constitution Reform Commission, Dr. Ali Riaz, said this. The issues of picking up Deputy Speaker from the opposition party and contesting an election at the age of 21 years are also in discussions. The hearing on the appeal filed by BNP chairperson Khalida Zia against her 10-year jail sentence in Zia Orphanage Trust graft case has ended. The appellate division will announce verdict tomorrow. The appellate division, led by Chief Justice Syed Rifat Ahmed, fixed the date today. The High Court increased Khalida Zia's jail sentence to 10 years on October 30 in 2018, following her appeal against the verdict of the trial court. On March 14 in 2019, the former Prime Minister filed 2 separate leave to appeal against the High Court verdict. The appellate division granted Khalida Zia's leave to appeal on November 11 last year and stayed the effectiveness of the verdict. Later, she filed separate appeals. Khalida Zia's lawyers are hopeful that all accused, including the former Prime Minister, will get justice in the verdict tomorrow. Families of the victims of the BDR mutiny have urged the government to work more carefully and sincerely to unearth the real mystery of Bilkana carnage. Families of the jailed BDR members made the call today at a press conference at the National Press Club in the capital. Photographer and journalist Shahidul Alam, anti-discrimination student movement coordinator Mahin Sharkar, and members of the BDR families spoke the press conference. According to speakers, the legal process should be used to free all BDR Jawans who have been imprisoned, and the verdict of the killer Hasina should be repealed in order to punish the true conspirators and killers of the BDR carnage. Additionally, they demanded that the BDR Jawans who had been sentenced be released and reinstated in their jobs. The UNDP wants to assist in the next parliamentary election in Bangladesh. A 5-member UNDP delegation held a meeting with the Election Commission in this regard today. After the meeting, United Nations Recent Coordinator Gwen Lewis said the UNDP will extend necessary cooperation to Bangladesh in the upcoming national election. At the time, Election Commission Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed said the Election Commission is taking preparations for the national election as per the time frame announced by the Chief Advisor. The UNDP assisted the Election Commission in all elections in Bangladesh since 2005. BNP Secretary Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir called up in the interim government to arrange the next national election in the middle of this year for the greater interest of the country. He said political and economic crisis will increase if the parliament election is delayed. Mirza Fakhrul made the remarks today while addressing a press conference at the BNP chairperson's Gulshan office, discussing the outcome of the party's standing committee meeting held last night. BNP Standing Committee member Dr. Abdul Moin Khan was present during the press conference. Mirza Fakhrul also said, holding local polls before the parliamentary elections will further delay the national election. Criticizing the increase in VAT tax on daily necessities and gas prices, he said that the prices hike will increase public suffering. President Mohammad Shahabuddin urged the Kuwait government to recruit more skilled and semi-skilled manpower from Bangladesh. The president made the call when newly appointed ambassador of Kuwait presented his credentials to him at Bangu Bhavan today. Newly appointed ambassador of Kosovo also presented his credentials to the president today. On arrival at Bangu Bhavan, the new envoys were given Guard of Honor by a contingent of President Guard Regiment. Welcoming the new ambassador of Kosovo, President Mohammad Shahabuddin said that there is ample opportunity to increase bilateral trade between Bangladesh and Kosovo. He urged the new envoy to take initiative to increase the import of world-standard Bangladeshi products, including ready-made garments and pharmaceuticals. President Mohammad Shahabuddin emphasized on exchanging visits of business delegation to boost up the bilateral trade and investment. The president also highlighted the role of Bangladeshi peacekeepers to maintain peace and stability in Kosovo. During the meeting with the newly appointed ambassador of Kuwait, President Mohammad Shahabuddin said that new avenues of cooperation between Bangladesh and Kuwait would be explored in the days to come. Appreciating Kuwait's hosting over 350,000 Bangladeshi workers, President Mohammad Shahabuddin urged Kuwait government to recruit more skilled and semi-skilled manpower from Bangladesh. He urged investors Kuwait to invest in Bangladesh's various sectors, including infrastructure development, shipbuilding, and energy. President Mohammad Shahabuddin urged the international community, including Kuwait and the OIC, to play active role for the safe and dignified repatriation of Rohingyas to their homeland. At a briefing, President's Press Secretary Muhammad Sarwar Alam said that during the meeting, the new ambassadors sought the President's cooperation in discharging their duties. President's Military Secretary Major General Muhammad Adil Chaudhry and Foreign Secretary Muhammad Jashim Uddin were present. Now, international news. The terms of a deal between Israel and Hamas for a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of hostages are being finalized, a Palestinian official familiar with the negotiations has told the newsman today. It comes as U.S. President Joe Biden said a deal was on the brink of coming to fruition and that his administration was working urgently on the matter. An Israeli official also told news agency Reuters that negotiations were in advanced stages with a deal possible in hours, days, or more. U.S. President Joe Biden spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Sunday and with Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani of Qatar, who is mediating the negotiations on Monday. The Palestinian official told the newsman that Hamas and Israeli officials were conducting indirect talks in the same building on Monday. Revealing some potential detail of the agreement, the official stated that the detailed technical discussions took considerable time. Israel has also agreed to release 1,000 Palestinian prisoners, including approximately 190 who have been serving sentences of 15 years or more. In exchange, Hamas will release 34 hostages. Firefighters in the Los Angeles area of the USA are facing a crucial day as forecasters warn that particularly dangerous wind in northwest Los Angeles could spread blazes. A red flag weather warning for wind gusts of up to 70 miles per hour has begun, while elsewhere Los Angeles residents have been told to stay indoors to avoid dust and ash. A Los Angeles judge said a third of their congregation have lost their homes, while in Malibu, a brain surgeon said he spent 6.5 days battling flames when fire crew couldn't reach him. 2 large blazes and 2 smaller ones continued to burn, while the biggest, the Palisades fire, has destroyed more than 23,000 acres and is 14% contained. At least 24 people have died in the fires and 23 others are missing, while more than 90,000 are under evacuation orders. Now, sports news. Cricket. Rangpur Riders are atop the points table with 7 victories and 7 matches, amassed 14 points following the select phase of the Bangladesh Premier League. From the top 4, the team is virtually guaranteed to make it to the playoffs. Meanwhile, Chittagong Kings spots second in the points list with 6 points in 4 matches. Fortune Borishal also has 6 points after playing 1 more match. However, Chittagong Kings are ahead in net run rate. Borishal in 3, Khulna Tigers are 4th with 4 points in 5 matches. Sylhet Strikers and Durbar Rajshahi, who played 6 matches, also scored 4 points. These 2 teams are ranked 5th